Alright, what's up, guys? We are back with a new video, next video during Spider-Man month. Pretty fun so far making these videos. A lot of stress and time goes into making them and editing and just the whole process. But today's video we'll be talking about Spider-Man films and where they rank in my whole, just in general with all of them, not Sony Verse included, because we're not doing those. So that's no Venom trilogy. I'm sorry, no Morbius, no, the whole works. But let's get into it. So first, the Raimi trilogy, absolutely golden. It's top tier stuff. Sam Raimi Spider-Man is so legendary. Spider-Man in general is legendary, but Sam Raimi bringing him to the silver screen and doing it so well in every aspect is just generational. It's generational castings, amazing stories. Spider-Man 2 is one of the best films that I've seen. It's one of the best received films in the last 20 years or so. I think 25 coming up, or 20 years, but yeah, and it's really good, and there's scenes in it that are just, it transcends from a good superhero scene to a good film scene, and it's very insane. But Spider-Man 1 is such a perfect origin story, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says, it's beautiful. There's so much love that got put into it, and it's honestly amazing. I wish they kept the aspect ratio, but it's fine. Spider-Man 2 is legit one of the greatest films that I've ever seen in general, in terms of just overall in the superhero genre. And Spider-Man 3, regardless of how people receive it, I still think it's really good. There's problems in it, yes, but there's still at least some sort of narrative cohesion and end plot line, and the whole ending it is really good. And there's stuff obviously that there's problems with, but the writing is like so good in certain moments that it just, it's not all bad as people make it out to be. So yeah, that's how I feel with the Raimi trilogy. It's beautiful, and honestly top tier, 10 out of 10. All right, next we have the Webb duology, Mark Webb duology, the TASM films, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Off the rip, I will say that, just to get it out the way, I really love TASM 2. Love's a crazy word. I like TASM 2, and I really love TASM 1. I remember seeing TASM 1 in theaters, and I think I seen Spider-Man 3 in theaters, but I'm not sure. I don't think I did, but I remember seeing TASM 1 in theaters. I think I was about 9 or 8 when it came out, but it was that whole era, and the marketing and everything just means so much to me. But TASM 1 is really good. There's obviously elements to it that I don't really enjoy, but the positives outweigh the negatives. And then with TASM 2, the negatives are very much there. TASM 2 is like one of the worst, out of the whole franchise, in terms of not Sony stuff, so just the Spider-Man films. But TASM 2 there's peaks in TASM 2, to quote Andrew Parker Wallfellow from Escape Pod. The peaks are so peak, it's like some of the best stuff that we've gotten with Spider-Man and that whole the franchise and stuff. But TASM 2, there's moments that I'm just like, damn, this is really good, but there's also moments where I'm like, damn, this stinks. It stinks. But TASM 1 is really good. There's every Spider-Man film has Spider-Man moments, and TASM 1 and TASM 2 have so many. And Andrew Garfield's amazing. Mark Webb's directing is a lot more consistent with TASM 1. TASM 2, it's all over the place with narrative stuff getting thrown in that ruins the flow, and it just feels like different films at different times, with a lot of Avi Arad and Sony and everyone trying to get their hands in the pot, the creative pot. And I'll let Mark Webb do his thing, because he's an amazing director. He's made 500 Days of Summer. He's really good, but they just didn't let him do his thing. and eventually it caught up to them, which it sucks, but yeah, beautiful looking films. I didn't mention that for the Raimi trilogy, but the Raimi trilogy, beautiful looking films. TASM trilogy is, the TASM duology is no different. Those are really good looking films in general. TASM 2 is literally, along with Spider-Man 2, it's, in my opinion, Spider-Man 2, TASM 2 are neck and neck, but some of the best visual looking films out of the whole franchise. So the lighting, cinematography, shot composition, all that. Duology, 6, 7 out of 10. Whoa, 6, 7. All right, so next we have the MCU Spider-Man. The first time Spider-Man's in a universe with other heroes. Now I'm not talking Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi trilogy where, Harry becomes like a hero for a second. I'm not talking about none of that jazz. I'm talking straight up, Iron Man, Captain America, all this stuff, Spider-Man, with, a world full of heroes in it, a lived-in world, and directed by Jonathan Watts, you motherfucker. Made successful films. I have this opinion, again, opinions could be different from yours. Don't take it personal. This is all fun, but I think that John Watts was he was a very safe director. And with Homecoming in specific, I do love, I think out of the three, his trilogy, Homecoming is definitely my favorite. It has a very coming of age, what's it called, breakfast coming of age, film vibe to it, and it's so good. It works so well. Tom Holland's amazing in it. Obviously, the cast in general is amazing. But I don't know. I just don't feel it sometimes with this, but I think for the most part, I love it so much. I love it so much. Vulture's amazing. The story's great, and Peter in the MCU looks up to the Avengers and Iron Man, and learns that, maybe you don't have to do that. You could just be Spider-Man, but you got to learn how to do it on your own. You got to learn that you got to stick to the friendly neighborhood aspect, more so than a big Avengers, fucking the Russos fucked that up big time, because then he's literally in Infinity War and then Endgame and stuff. But yeah, and then next in the Watch trilogy is Far From Home. Far From Home is a genuine... It's such a headache. It's such a headache. Also, I'm keeping me messing up and coughing and all this stuff in because, fuck it. I'm a human being. I like doing these videos off the top of my head just to see what happens. If I mess up, I mess up, but it's fine. But Far From Home is a genuine headache. That's the best way to describe it. A lot more negatives for me than positives. It's TASM 2 and Far From Home are neck and neck. With the worst out of the live action films for me, and just the Spider-Man franchise in general, not the Sony films, just but the Mysterio in general, Jake Gyllenhaal in general, carried the film heavy for me. I remember seeing it in theaters with my mom, and I was like, damn, post Endgame, what's gonna happen, and in a way I was kind of let down a little bit. It's not a Spider-Man film I would throw on. In my opinion, it does nothing insane. There's sequences, everything with Mysterio's golden. I love everything with Mysterio. I know people don't like the whole Tony Stark. Spider-Man villains are obsessed with Tony Stark. I don't get that with Vulture. I understand what they're coming from, but I don't really personally think that's, they're in the MCU, for fucking crying out loud. I get they're supposed to be mad at Spider-Man, but Spider-Man gets in the way, and that's where we lead to this and that. Mysterio, the whole barf thing, it makes sense. So everything with Mysterio's golden. The visuals are a hit or miss for the most of the runtime. They do look pretty bland. Homecoming is the most consistent visual film in the whole trilogy, but Far From Home is it's something, bro. It's something. The suit looks good though, I don't know. It's just a weird way to say that this is Spider-Man in the MCU. And it's crazy because when I watched it, I'm like, damn, a Spider-Man sequel, this is awesome, the sequel to Homecoming, bro. And just, man, there was aspects of it where I was just not having it, man. It sucked, but Nick Fury being in it was dope. All right, next in the Homecoming trilogy is No Way Home. Arguably, I know Far From Home gets negative reception, but No Way Home had an overwhelmingly positive reaction from general audiences and critics. But it's the most COVID looking film ever, and it's very unfortunate because the story is so ambitious. I tell people this all the time. I get it. I understand it was made during COVID. COVID protocols. Marvel has a history of just rushing their VFX artists and rushing stuff during production, and just really trying to get it in the Marvel machine, just pushing content out, pushing stuff out, which I get, because you're a franchise. But with stuff like this, you gotta let it breathe. This should have simmered in the oven for about another 2 months. It should have came out like the following year, in March or something, or April. But No Way Home's awesome, bro. I mean, I remember seeing it in theaters with my mom, and just being so overwhelmed because it's so good. The story in itself is so good. I will say, I will defend this film so much that the nostalgia doesn't make it good. I loved Toby and Andrew coming back. I was telling a cousin for like a year in advance, they're coming back, and all this stuff, and it finally happened. But the stuff with Tom Holland Spider-Man and what he goes through, I mean, it helps, that the villains are there from the previous films, and the two Spider-Men are there, and they're trying to teach, Tom Spider-Man to not go down that route, and help him and turn him into, a better Peter Parker and a better Spider-Man. But Tom, what he goes through in this is amazing. It's beautiful. The repercussions of Far From Home, turning into a big multiversal film. But it's insane. In my opinion, the coffee shop scene is the best scene in the whole film. Over the, you could maybe even say the rooftop scene, if you want to get nostalgic, is the best scene in the whole film for that context. But for Tom, it's definitely the coffee shop scene. The final swing is beautiful. It's visually, it has potential, but it's CGI so rushed, it doesn't look good. Again, COVID protocols. But the actual writing and the story side of it behind that final swing is beautiful. I genuinely cannot undermine or underline. I can't say enough good things about it. The final swing is genuinely beautiful shit. All right, next we have, oh my god, the Spider-Verse films. Starting off first with Into the Spider-Verse. Holy shit. I remember seeing this they felt like yesterday, even though this was coming up on 10 years and 2. We're at 8 years right now. But I remember seeing this and being like, wow, this is insane. And then just when I got more into film, I was like, damn, this is some good shit. But as a Spider-Man film, I loved it so fucking much. And introducing a new generation of Miles Morales and his character, in terms of a generalized reception and the audience and stuff, and making them mainstream, which is awesome, because the 2018 Spider-Man game from Insomniac came out that year too, and he was more of a side character, but he was still there. Miles is the main focus point, and then across, then Beyond's coming out next year. So that's hype. But Into is genuinely beautiful. Animation is gorgeous. I cannot stress that enough. The look of the film is gorgeous. The visuals, the story is, it's so good. Miles coming into his own, and finally becoming Spider-Man. Also fuck you if you're not calling Miles Morales Spider-Man. They're both Spider-Man, him and Peter Parker. Not calling him Spider-Man and just being Spider-Man referring to Peter Parker, and that's Miles. It's weird. Don't be like that. Don't be that person. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is beautiful. I have the 4K, and it's a beautiful, scan. The sound on it is amazing. The score is so fucking good. The soundtrack, the music for the soundtrack is also really good. It works so well, and to see Miles grow from the beginning of the film to the end is it makes me transcend. It gives me a spiritual experience, honest to God. And a lot of the references in the opening are really good too, just everything, the Peter Parkers and all that stuff. I couldn't say any more good things about Into the Spider-Verse. It's genuinely my favorite out of all of them. It's really good. The best Spider-Man film in general for me. Live action goes to Spider-Man 2, but Into the Spider-Verse takes a cake for me as the best Spider-Man film there is to offer. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a masterpiece. It's on another level. And again, with all due respect, fuck you if you think animation is just like for kids, because this proves that it could be a lot more than that. If you put that ignorance aside, animation is beautiful. It's another form of media and cinema, and it could do so much. And this proves that, like, this isn't, with all disrespect or no disrespect to the Minions films or Despicable Me, stuff like that. This is something else. This is a different breed, and it sparked a trend of the Spider-Verse style in animation, and I'll never get tired of that, because it's pushing that animation art form to another level and making it something more than it could have been or should have been. Spider-Verse is so good. It's so good, and it has impact. But next is the Across the Spider-Verse film, also really good. This one just came out 3 years ago. The year in general was no bueno for me, but Across the Spider-Verse was so good. And my second favorite Spider-Man film in terms of rankings, I'll put my rankings on screen at the end of the video, but it's so good. It's beautiful. The story's insane, bro. Like, I remember seeing this in theaters and like levitating during multiple moments, like emotionally, physically, everything. It's so good. It's genuinely so good. And they re-released Into and Across a year and a half ago, I want to say, and seeing them in theaters again, at my local Regal was just like insane, and it took me back to those years. But the animation got better, the visual language got better, that barrier of what they could do with the animation and the story they could tell, just it got better than Into. And it's crazy because Into is so good, but the bar got topped yet again. Pause, resume. The story's amazing. Miles is amazing. Everything with the Spider Society is amazing. Everything with Miles, or not Miles. Everything with Spider-Man 2099. Miguel, freaking all the references. Like, dude, Across the Spider-Verse rocks, bro. Honestly, it's not even my favorite film of 2023, let alone my favorite animated film. But 2023 was such a good year for film in general, and Across the Spider-Verse being one of those like films that came out that year that both the generalized moviegoer and along with the hardcore film fans and then just Spider-Man fans, comic fans in general, like all came together and were like, this is sick, let's get more of this, please. It's so fucking amazing. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it. Here's are my rankings, by the way. I'll put them on screen right now for the Spider-Man films. Again, I'm not mentioning the Sony films, but real quick, Venom 1 is, if I just kind of describe it in one word, it's intriguing. Venom 2 is awesome. Venom 3 is underwhelming. Morbius is dog shit. Madam Web is horrible. Kraven the Hunter is horrible. And I think there's another. Am I tripping? I don't know if I'm tripping or not. But those are... and then the Spider-Verse short film. And it's crazy because the Spider-Verse short film is better than anything that Sony Verse has released. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it's like an 8-minute, 7-minute short film. Like, the animation just solos it easily. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are enjoying the Spider-Man content. I'm having a lot of fun, making it. The next video is gonna be up. Oh my god, wait till you guys see what I got cooking up. There's already some people that do kind of know, and other people that don't. But there's like, I want to say like one hand, not even that, people that know, and I'm so excited to see how you guys feel about it. People that watch me, family or friends, and hopefully I'm putting a lot of my marbles in one jar with this next video. So, but this was fun. Spider-Man Brand New Day is so close. In 2 weeks, I'm so excited. I genuinely cannot wait. It's gonna be batshit insane. It's gonna cook so hard. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, or whenever you're seeing this, probably during the day. And that's all. It's been me. It's been real. I'm out. Peace.